Function of Firearms Identification. The Firearms Identification Division, also known as Ballistics Identification Unit or Firearms and Tool Marks Unit, is a specialized unit within a law enforcement agency that is responsible for examining firearms, ammunition, and related evidence. The primary function of the Firearm Identification Division is to provide forensic analysis and interpretation of ballistic evidence in criminal investigation. The unit uses a variety of forensic techniques to examine firearms and ammunition, including comparison microscopy, tool mark analysis, and gunshot residue testing. The goal of this analysis is to determine whether a particular firearm was used in a crime to match bullets or cartridge cases recovered from a crime scene to a particular firearm and to identify the type of firearm used. The Firearms Identification Division also maintains a database of ballistic evidence, which can be used to link crimes that may have been committed by the same perpetrator. This database contains information on firearms, bullets, and cartridge cases recovered from crime scenes and from individuals who have been arrested or convicted of firearms-related offenses. Overall, the Firearm Identification Division plays a crucial role in helping law enforcement agencies solve crimes and bring perpetrators to justice. The role of Firearms Identification Division within a law enforcement agency is to assist in the investigation of crimes involving firearms. This division is responsible for examining firearms and related evidence recovered from crime scenes, as well as firearms recovered during routine police activities such as traffic stops. The primary goal of Firearm Identification Division is to determine the origin and history of the firearm in question. This can involve a variety of tasks, including: first, ballistic analysis. Firearms identification specialists will examine bullets and cartridge cases recovered from crime scenes or recovered firearms to determine if they match other bullets or cases recovered from other scenes or firearms. Second, firearm examination. Firearms identification specialists will examine firearms for signs of alteration or modification, such as filed off serial numbers, which may indicate that the firearm was used in criminal activity. Third, tracing. Firearms identification specialists may work with federal agencies such as the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives or ATF to trace firearms recovered during criminal investigations back to their original point of sale. Fourth, database management. Firearms identification specialists may maintain database of bullet and cartridge case information, as well as information about recovered firearms to aid in future investigations. Overall, the Firearm Identification Division plays an important role in assisting law enforcement agencies in the investigation of crimes involving firearms. Their expertise and analytic skills can be critical in identifying suspects, linking firearms to crimes, and building a strong case for prosecution.
Roel Digamo is a former governor of the province of Negros Oriental in the Philippines. On March 4, 2023, in town of Pamplona, in the residence of Roel Digamo, while he and his bodyguards waiting for the distribution of aid to beneficiaries of a conditional cash transfer program. A black car arrived with two men wearing black shirts and with guns on their hands going in Digamo's property. Two new arrivals were accused by one bodyguard. They introduced themselves as police. The bodyguard informed them that if they had anything crucial to share, he could reach the governor. The bodyguard rushed to Roel Digamo to inform that there are two men carrying guns outside. The governor was then informed about the two guests. The aforementioned guests who introduced themselves as police were entertained by and have a conversation with Ruel Digamo. The visitors behaved strangely. Unexpectedly, the governor and his bodyguards and everyone there were shot and killed, so as the other bodyguards who were attempting to defend the governor were also killed. The governor's family yearned for Roel Digamo and everyone else involved in the ambush to receive justice. In Digamo's property, empty gun and rifle casings were discovered. The fact that those bullets were evidence that can be used to identify the offender. When submitting bullets and cartridge cases to be examined, always describe the recovered location if several cartridge cases or bullets are collected from one location, they can be packaged together. However, bullets that are packaged together should be lightly wrapped in tissue or cotton to protect them from possible damage. Examination of firearms and ammunition. Firearms examiners will typically examine the firearms and ammunition that were recovered from a crime scene. This may involve examining the firearm's make and model, as well as its condition and any modifications that may have been made. Microscopic examination. Firearms examiners will often use a microscope to examine bullets and cartridge cases for unique markings that can help identify the firearm that was used. Test firing. In order to compare bullets and cartridge cases recovered from a crime scene to a particular firearm, firearms examiners may need to conduct test firings. This involves firing a known firearm and comparing the resulting bullets and cartridge cases to those found at a crime scene. By the help of firearm identification, the alleged masterminds in the killings of Negros Oriental Governor Roel Digamo was arrested.